So when I was invited to be here today and talk about the psychological keys to student success, I actually kind of struggled. I'm thinking, well, I know I'm going into a situation where people are familiar with a lot of these non-academic factors, and we really are trying to switch the language away from non-cognitive because everything's cognitive. So non-academic factors, and so what am I going to tell them? They're going to know about a lot of this stuff. I came across this just made me laugh. Navigating this dizzying array of constructs can be a challenge even for the seasoned researcher. I wish they would have done that 5 years ago and emailed me as I was poring over all this research and trying to figure out what in the world was going on. My motivation, I can start back, if people are familiar with the term grit, right? Angela Duckworth at University of Pennsylvania and all her work, that really caught on. And there was a guy named Paul Tough. He's a journalist, and he wrote the book, How Children Succeed. I believe that was the title. Everybody was getting all fired up about grit, and that's good, because it's useful to look at it. It's a good idea. And then very shortly thereafter, after grit kind of told us, hey, non-academic factors are on the radar, then mindset came to be. Carol Dweck's work, and everybody got excited about that. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, but there's so much more to the story than this, and people were kind of falling in love with these ideas and getting a little bit of tunnel vision. And the other thing that made me curious, Carol Dweck's work, she's been doing this since the late 80s. Where have we been? Right? She was talking about implicit theories of intelligence, which are the basis for mindset. So it's not new. And so I'm thinking, okay, but in terms of geek here, explanation of variance and all that stuff, there's more to the story. What are those pieces? So I started to dig a little bit. And as I was going, I started to realize, you know what, academics know lots about academics. I gotta take this stuff that I'm finding and make it useful for students. That was the goal, and as Joel said in the introduction, thank you for that, by the way. As Joel said in the introduction, this is about students, so I wanted to take this and make it for students. Yeah, it's great that academics, we know this stuff. Do they? Right, so I wanted to make it practical. First motivation, as I was reading, came across this guy. His name's Paul Pintrich, was Paul Pintrich. And one of the things I read, in terms of instruction, there is a need to teach for metacognitive knowledge explicitly. Yeah, that's why I was teasing metacognition up front. Everybody's heard about it. It's like, yeah. Well, you know what? I took that statement and I thought, I should plug in all these other things that I'm reading about. We should make all of this stuff explicit for our students, and I'll tell you what all that stuff is here in a sec. Second motivation, and this I knew immediately. It's like, yep, I'm on the right track, or at least I think I am. Learning how to learn cannot be left to students. It must be taught. Yep, I was sold. That was it, done. So I started writing with the idea of students need to know this stuff. So the book, Psychological Keys to Student Success, includes 8. What I have decided are the 8 psychological keys to student success. And we were touching on some of these as we were going earlier. So there's a bit of method to my madness here. Right? Beliefs and mindset. So mindset is part of it. Beliefs get into some of the things we're talking about. Attributions. Right? How do you explain what happens to you? Achievement goals and interest. Self-efficacy, confidence in your ability. We're going to talk lots about how to build that in the breakout. Metacognition, self-regulated learning, the self-control piece. Overcoming thinking errors. Remember Dunning-Kruger? Right? And lots of others, hindsight, perceptual fluency, there's a whole bunch of them. And then the last one, obviously, you can't do any of this without respecting and understanding the cultural context. So, yeah, that's kind of what I came up with the psychological keys to student success.